Hey folks, welcome back to our Dice Tower preview. I'm Mark, and today we're taking a look at JUNGLA. JUNGLA is brought to you by UAO Game. It's for 2 players, ages 8 and up, and games range anywhere from 30 to 120 minutes. On the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, on the wild, faraway island of JUNGLA, 2 fierceless packs, the Knights, commanded by the powerful lion Kaiden, and the Pirates, led by the cunning tiger Durda, battle for the Tawa'ali, the scepter of power of the animal world. A terrible struggle is underway to reach the enemy hunting area. Animals fight duels to the bitter end, in which each animal has unique fighting abilities. Luck won't decide the outcome of this contest. Only the side with the most courage, strategy, cunning, and speed will emerge victorious. There can be only one king. So, there are 2 sides or 2 packs, each consisting of 15 animals. Each animal moves in a different direction and specific number of squares depending on its ability. The direction and number of hexes permitted for each move depends on whether the animal starts from a land or water hex. Hit animals are imprisoned and removed from the board. The aim is to take your animals in your pack from your den hexes to the enemy hunting area, achieving a point. The first pack to score 5 points or to imprison all the enemy animals wins. The combat arena has several areas of note. The hunting hex, where you are trying to maneuver your pack to infiltrate the enemy and score points. The prison, where you can break in and free pack members that have been captured. There's also the main areas of your den, the land and defense areas. Then you have the main area of the board, which is known as the simple land. The water area for all aquatic animals, and at the top of the board you have your movement tables and score track. So each player will take turns deploying 3 animals into their den. Their position and direction is very important. Do this until all 15 have been deployed, with the exception of the armored lion and tiger. These leaders of each of the clans start without armor. There are 5 different types of animals. You've got predators, destroyers, runners, special animals, and of course aquatic animals. Now, we're not going to do a deep dive into all the available movement of each piece, as there's a ton to discover and learn, but the rulebook and board will guide you through all the available options. So there are several different movement types. Of course, you've got forward, backward, diagonal left and right, complete movement 360 degrees like the turtle, who can move in any direction but only one space. And lastly, we have jumping and lateral movement. So the 2 main predators, or the leaders, the lion and the tiger, they both have the same movement ability, and each animal in this game has a very clear and detailed outline, showing example movement and distance, covering aspects like land and water movement as well as direction. Now, direction is key in this game, so where your figure is facing matters. These main predators can gain armor in the game, which provides protection from the first hit. Once they reach the opponent's hunting hexes, they will score a point and gain armor. So armor can be acquired or lost multiple times during a game. Now, destroyers can imprison more than one enemy piece, with some restrictions, of course. Runners can only move forward or sideways and can't turn back towards their den. However, they cannot be imprisoned by a frontal attack. There are some exceptions, but in general, they are just way too fast. Special animals, the turtle, spider, and vulture, all have special movement and abilities. I really like the spider, as it throws out web in each of its hexes around it. Very effective for capturing the enemy. Aquatic animals are pretty clear, really. They dominate and control the water areas with special movement, but are slowed considerably on land. Also, both packs have 2 unique animals, the lion and gazelle in the red pack, and the tiger and giraffe in the blue pack. Now, gameplay here is very straightforward, and turns do move very quick, especially after you learn all the abilities and movement of the different types of animals, but the real strategy comes into play of how you put all that together. So on your turn, each player must make 2 moves with 2 different animals. Just that simple. So 1, you may perform movement across the number of squares permitted by the animal's movement ability, which does change depending on whether it starts from land or water, of course. And after moving your animal, you can then change the token's direction of travel. Or number 2, you may just simply perform a change of direction while remaining in the same hex. Very straightforward, like I said. So there are several things that can happen while moving. You can arrive at your opponent's hunting hex and score a point. land on and or capture your opponent's piece. You can even free these imprisoned animals by landing on your opponent's prison hex and then freeing up to 5 of your animals. When entering the defense area of your opponent though, there are some special rules that come into play. After entering, an attacking animal must always stop in the first entry hex, even if it would normally have the option to move further. So attacking animals can only move 1 hex at a time, desperately trying to reach the hunting area. Once you land on the opponent's hunting hex, you score a point, and then your piece restarts from a free space in your den. And so play continues this way until one player brings 5 animals to the enemy hunting area, scoring those 5 victory points, or by imprisoning all the enemy animals, except for the turtle, which cannot be imprisoned due to its special ability. Or if the animals are all blocked and no further move can be made by either pack, then the one with the most victory points will win. Alright folks, just a reminder once again, this has been a Dice Tower paid preview, and everything you've seen here has been in prototype form, so keep a close eye in the campaign for any changes that still may occur. Now with that said, I was a former chess player, high school, I was part of the chess club, and this type of game really does appeal to me. I like all the different abilities they've come up with and all the different possible movements that can happen. And there is a ton of back and forth. And then marching off to the prison to get a bunch of figures back really adds a lot to the game for sure. And this prototype is just these standees that you see here, but they are going to have these nice 3D standees that the figures will all fit into, and it has arrows showing the front facing and so forth. And beyond that even, all the different animals have a front and back face, so you know where they're actually headed and what they're doing, which is very important throughout the course of this game for sure. And we didn't do a deep dive in all the different possible moves, but there is so many to go look at and how you put those together in a strategy to outwit your opponent. Really interesting stuff. But folks, ultimately, if this looks like something that would be of interest to you, I'm sure they'd appreciate your support. So I think that's it from me, and until next time, we'll see you at the table.